All right, y'all, what's the deal? Tapping in with Hefe. I got the OG with me. Chill, man. Let the people know who you are, man.
Hey, what's going on, man? They call me Chill, also known as 16 to Life. I got a YouTube page based on my prison stories. I was sentenced to 16 to Life. That's why I'm rocking with the name. But I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. So when you get a chance, check my channel out, man. I got some funny stories. I got some real stories about stuff going on in prison. And I'm here with my boy Hefe.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's get it. Stay committed.
Let's get it. All right, so let's start from the beginning. You did the Camp Capone interview. I want to dig a little bit more, deeper. So you were born and raised from Bannock?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Bannock, California.
You how was it growing up out there?
Man, it was real cool. You know, it was real family oriented. Everybody knew everybody. The town was real small. You know, one high school. You know, one McDonald's.
Oh damn.
One, you know, well, more than one church, but we basically a lot of us went to the same church, and so it was real cool, man.
Yeah, yeah. You know, growing up in the IE, there wasn't too much to do in the IE. At least when I was little, we had like Castle Park and shit. What are some things y'all had?
Oh, like you said, man, it was extremely small, you know. So we had the swimming pool, YMCA basketball, you know, baseball. That was just pretty much it, you know, hanging at your friend's house. It was a different type of era back then, too. You know, we was cool with just hanging outside, man, hanging outside, going to the park, stuff like that.
Okay, okay. Growing up, what was when did you start getting like into shit? Like when did you jump off the porch? Like how did that happen? Like what was your upbringing like? Was you have both your parents? Did you come from a single household?
Yeah, I had both my parents. You know, my parents was they was together on and off, but my pops, he stayed maybe about a 5 minute car drive right around the corner and stuff. So basically I grew up with both of them. You know, my dad, he was cool. You know, my mom, she was real cool. My dad, he was a bit of a disciplinarian at times, you know, but everything was good, you know. And then as far as when I jumped off the porch, you know what, I would probably say maybe about 14, 15, you know, and it was kind of like gradual, you know. I was off the porch and didn't even realize it, you know, just starting to hang out more and stuff like that.
Just doing slowly but surely doing other shit, just getting into more and more shit.
Right, right.
What okay, so when you jumped off the porch at 14, and do you think the culture played a role as far as like the movies, maybe like the gang movies at the time, or the music, or was it just you just hanging around your friends?
Yeah, it was just definitely me just hanging around my friends, you know. People got to realize that this is probably 1985, 1984, you know, so there was no social media. There was no, you know, we didn't even really have many black movies, you know. So when movies came out, things like, I forget the exact year that Colors came out, but when Colors came out and later on New Jack City, Breaking, these was huge events, you know, because I don't think that the youngsters nowadays know what it's like to grow up and you're not seeing people who look like you on movie screens, on TV shows and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, we weren't necessarily influenced by the movies because we didn't have a lot of people in movies representing us, you know.
Okay, you mentioned when Colors and New Jack City and all that came out. What did that do to the city? Do you think that made more people want to make like you know, like come together like on like some hood shit, like start some shit like, and like, matter of fact, when did your hood start? Like how old were you when that started?
I would probably say like maybe 15, 16, you know. Actually, myself and a few other friends, we are the founders of my hood, you know. So I would say Deshaun McGinsey, original founder, Keith Patrick, which is his nephew, Kelvin Nelson, DeAndre Harris, Ed Scott, another one of my partners, Scotty Ware, who rests in peace, you know, Andrew Beavers, a few other dudes, but you know, we were the core individuals who came up with our hood.
Okay, so you came up with your hood around like what 85, 86 or something.
I would
right?
say maybe 86, maybe 87, somewhere up in there. You know, everybody's gonna always have different memories, but 80, 87, 86, somewhere up in there, 87, 88, somewhere up in there.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask this question. Okay, so you guys created your hood before the movies came out. Once the movies come out, did you guys see like an increase of people maybe interested that wanted to get down with you guys? Cause
Not necessarily, not necessarily. I do remember though that when Colors came out, it was kind of like a big hoopla. A lot of movie theaters didn't want to show it. Some movie theaters had large police presence. There was a few fights and shootings after the movie in certain bigger towns and stuff. And so it didn't really though. By us being in a small city, it didn't really, I don't believe, cause anybody to want to, hop in the gang or join the hood all of a sudden because they saw Colors,
Okay, I always wondered that when I was younger, because I remember seeing it when I was like, I don't know, 6 or 7, and I think like to when I was growing up, like my thing was that I liked watching was like a lot of things on like like cartel and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of people in my culture they gravitated to like at least a lot of people in my area like they wanted to be hustlers because of like certain movies and shit. So that's pretty much why I was asking that.
Right.
But so when you started, what was the first like act of violence like you seen? Like how old were you when you first seen like some crazy shit?
The first act of violence. Yeah, that's a good question, man. Because back then, growing up, there was always fights. That was the norm. Back then, especially, it was more of I would say, a different type of mentality with the men. Nowadays, everything is so politically correct. But back then, men was men, and it was expected to have a man, have men fighting stuff. So, but as far as the first violent episode that I really saw, I can't say. I can't. Nothing just stands out. It was nothing really necessarily stands out.
Well, okay, let me dig a little deeper. Have you ever been to juvie or anything?
Yeah, I went to juvenile hall in '89. I hit somebody in the head with a baseball bat. So yeah, I went to juvenile hall. I done I forget how long it was. Matter of fact, I turned 18 in juvenile hall. So maybe about 60 days, somewhere up in there.
You hit someone in the head with a baseball bat?
Yeah, I slapped the dude in the head with a baseball bat, man. The owner of this store, I don't know if he was he was definitely Middle Eastern,
Mm-hmm.
And they had got into it with my father up there trying to jump my dad, and so my dad had called me and told me to he had left a lady in his house that he didn't trust. They had broke his collarbone, and so I was at my mom's house, and so I walked around the corner to my dad's house, and I had to pass this store in the route going to my dad's house. And so, it took me a baseball bat, man, and I decided, go out there and get some revenge for my pops, man. And long story short, I slapped the dude in the head with the baseball bat, and yeah, they called the police, and I ended up going to jail.
When you hit him, you didn't think you was gonna kill him or nothing?
Man, when I hit him in the head, man, he went straight down. It was a wooden baseball bat, man. I hit him and he went straight down. And honestly, I was scared by the way he fell. I mean, just really, not necessarily even the way he fell. I mean, I was scared by it all, but really the sound of the wooden baseball bat against his skull. You know what I'm saying? It was like maybe when maybe you have like a Nestle's Crunch in your pocket and you sit down, but it was like that multiplied by like 100 or some shit. I mean, it just the sound was scary as hell, And there was a few people out there, and they was telling me don't hit him again. And so, I gotta put on this role and stuff. Let me go, I'm gonna kill him. But I wouldn't just to fuck with that motherfucker no more, And then all of a sudden, so they holding me trying to snatch the bat out of my hand, and then he woke up because I knocked him out. Then he woke up hollering, go get my pistol. Go get my pistol. So when he said that, I broke away and took off running and stuff. So yeah, then the police came to my house and took me to jail, man.
Damn, yeah. Bro, that's crazy. What so you did 60 days in the
somewhere up in there. I can't remember exactly. Like I said, it was maybe early July, somewhere up in there. And I remember because my birthday is August 5th. I went to court in July sometime, and they was telling me to come back. So I was hoping he would say before August 5th, but he ended up telling me to come back on August 9th, which just so happened to be my brother's birthday. So then when I went and came back August 9th, they released me.
Okay. When you was in there for like the first day or two, like as like a youngster, how was that? Like knowing that your peoples can't help you, you can't like, you're really like on your own. You gotta like navigate through juvie by yourself. Like how was that like on you?
Well, it was a little sad to keep it real, right? Because that was the first time I had been to jail. Now, so when soon as I get in there, when they walk me through there and they take me to the front, I see my homeboy who I just mentioned earlier, Scotty Ware. You know, he was already in there. He was a trustee. He had been in and out of juvenile hall, so he had a lot of juice. So he was asking him, hey man, bring him over there with me. But they ended up, at the time my crime was a felony, so my homie Scotty was in dorm living, but since my crime was a felony, they sent me to cell living, and so I was locked up. We would come out and kick it in the morning, and then we'd come back out later on at night, but at certain times we had to lock up, and so that was my first time in prison, in juvenile hall, and so being in the cell, it was a little depressing.
Did that fuel you? Did that add anger to you while you was in there? Did you get any altercations in juvie?
No, not necessarily. I didn't get in any altercations, and then I may have stayed in there for maybe a week or two until I went to court and got arraigned and all that. And then once they dropped my charges down to misdemeanor charges or whatever, then I was able to go over there with my homeboys. So then actually I had another homie over there too, Xavier Hunt, who I failed to mention earlier. He was one of the original founders too. And so Xavier and Scotty was both in there. So then I felt a little more, little more comfortable.
Okay. So you get out of juvie. Did you tell yourself, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna do the right thing, I'm gonna go get me a little job and do this, that, and the third, and like, what was your mindset getting out or when you got out?
Oh man, hell no, I didn't think about none of that stuff, man. As soon as I got out, it was right back to the block, right back to the block, selling dope, all that, because when you're young, your mind doesn't compute things like that, and so, I get out, and then like I say, when I slapped the dude in the head with the baseball bat, it was, a parking lot full of individuals. So, so I'm coming home to props, everybody congratulate me, and it just really boosted my head up,
Yeah, boosted the player's ego.
Right,
real proper. Okay. So, you get out, you come back to the block. About how long were you out before you, got into some more trouble? What'd you say?
That's a good question, man. I would say maybe about 2 or 3 months. Because after that, maybe about 2 or 3 months after I got out, I ended up getting shot. So, yeah, I got out August 9th. Yeah, so I ended up getting shot because I got shot a little before Thanksgiving. So maybe about 2 or 3 months.
You got shot?
Yeah, I ended up getting shot.
How did that happen?
So I was selling dope. I was selling dope in the hood one day, and a car came through. And later on, of course, I realized that they had intentions on robbing me. So, when you're out there selling dope sometimes, a lot of people rush the car, everybody want to make the sale. Mm-hmm. But I was around the corner, actually shortstop, and there was some smokers over there. I was really the only one who had some dope. And so when I go to get in it was some white guys, 2 white guys, and so they acted like everybody that was rushing the car was making them nervous. So they told me to get in the car. So when I hopped in the car, I hopped in the front seat. Now this happened to be one of those older cars that had just one long front seat. So I don't know if they
bench.
Yeah, kind of like a bench front seat. I don't know if they assumed I was going to hop in the back, but I hopped in the front. So now when I hopped in the front, of course, now it's me, the guy driving, the passenger, and I'm sitting right next to him. I believe he had a gun sitting on the seat. And so when I hopped in, he was trying to pull the gun up from under me, and he ended up, I think the gun accidentally went off because he was trying to shoot me. I think he would have shot me in the side. I actually got shot up under in the ass, and so I think when he was trying to pull the gun up from under me, it accidentally went off. So then I jumped out the car. Then they went ahead and just proceeded with the robbery right there.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. That's okay. This is the first. That's crazy because I got robbed, and when I got robbed one time, it was very similar to that. Like I hopped in the car. It was a 2-door car, right? And so I hopped in the car. There's 2 dudes. The one dude gets in the back, and I hopped in. Mind you, bro, it was probably like 12, 14 grams of some shake, of some outdoor shit, like some low grade ass shit. And so I get in the car and I'm showing it to him and whatnot. And he's looking at it, and I'm noticing his body language. And dude in the back, bro, pulled out a rifle, bro, and like aimed that motherfucker at me. My nigga, I was faster than Benny that night, bro. I dove out the passenger seat, bro. My shoes came off. I ran to my car, bro. Hopped in my car. I got in my car. These niggas drive off. I start fucking chasing these niggas. I got so much adrenaline, bro. I'm trying to run these niggas off the road. And he reached out the car. It reminded me of Boys in the Hood when the dude had the double barrel. And he just reached out the back of the car and pointed that motherfucker at me. Nigga, I hit them brakes, just took my loss and took my ass home. I'm like, yeah.
So they robbed you for the shake?
Bro, they robbed me for some shake, bro. It could have been more than 30 to 20. I was selling to them for like $20, $30, bro. It was,
oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. But damn, yeah, that shit sucks. But damn, that's crazy. I didn't know you got shot, bro.
Yeah.
But so, okay, so after you get shot, was that a eye-opening situation?
Oh, yeah, not at all, man. You know, like I say, when you young, your mind just don't put all that stuff together, you know. And
damn.
so, you know, yeah, I just, actually, after I got shot, so when I get shot, I get out the car. You know, now when I'm in the car and I get shot, at that point I don't really realize that I'm shot. Maybe a few days before that, this dude, he had a stun gun, and he had stunned me with the stun gun. So now when I got shot, only thing I'm really feeling is I'm feeling the pain. And so, you know, like the hot burning. So that's the first thing, like, damn, these dudes got a stun gun. But it was a trip because I still remember hearing that pow, that loud noise. So I'm like thinking like, damn, what the hell is going on? So I jumped out the car, right? And I get out the car and I got my hand on my ass. I'm like, damn, what the hell is going on? So now I look up, the white dude is in my face. He pointed the gun like, give it here, I'm not playing. I'm thinking like, damn, he done already shot me once. I tossed it to him. I said, here, take this shit.
Yeah.
You know, but when I tossed him the dope, I still had, he wanted to buy $40 worth of dope. So just so happened, I still had that in my hand. And so when they drove off, I stood around maybe another 3-4 minutes until somebody came, and I sold the dope. And then I went on to around the corner to my cousin's house. She called my other cousin, and they took me to the hospital. But I say all that to say, you know, when you're young, you feel invincible. I didn't realize how lucky, you know, I was. 'Cause like I said, you know, say he had pulled the gun, shot me in the side or something. So yeah, no, none of